Senator Oburu Oginga, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, all leaders present, this meeting has transformed from a parliamentary group meeting of the broad-based into a leaders meeting of the broad-based. Because in our midst are governors, in our midst are cabinet secretaries, members of parliament, and therefore this meeting is now a broad-based leaders meeting. Fellow citizens, there are moments when those entrusted with leadership must account to the people, measure promises against performance, and set out clearly where they intend to lead the country next. That is why we have gathered here today as broad-based coalition leadership, not only to deliberate among ourselves, but to speak directly to the people of Kenya about the journey we have traveled together and the future we must now shape together. Exactly 1 year from now, you, the people, will once again exercise the sovereign authority bestowed upon you by the Constitution. You will judge our record, weigh our ideas, and determine the leadership of our nation into the next chapter. Today, therefore, marks the beginning of our journey towards August 2027. We begin not with slogans or promises detached from experience, but by accounting for the mandate you entrusted to us, acknowledging what has been achieved, remains unfinished, and preparing the program we shall place before you for Kenya's future. When we assumed office, Kenya faced severe economic stress. The cost of living weighed heavily on families. Food insecurity threatened livelihoods. Debt constrained development, and investor confidence had significantly weakened. Many questioned whether Kenya could recover. Yet, Kenya's strength has never been measured by the magnitude of its difficulties, but by the determination of its people. Almost 4 years ago, we offered more than another government program. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we embraced a different philosophy of development, that prosperity cannot be sustained while opportunity remains concentrated on the hands of a few, while millions of hardworking Kenyans remain at the margins. We placed at the center of our policy the farmer, the trader, the artisan, the young entrepreneur, the worker aspiring to own a home, and every Kenyan who had for far too long been excluded from economic activity. Our objective was growth that includes, creates opportunity, restores dignity, and leaves no Kenyan or community or region behind. As we begin this march to 2027, we do so with something more valuable than rhetoric, a record that can be examined, measured, and judged. And before we account for that record, we acknowledge a simple truth. Whatever progress we have made has been made possible by the collective will of the Kenyan people. Government may formulate policy, parliament may enact laws, and public institutions may implement programs. But it is the people who turn policy into progress and reform into results. Millions of you, the people of Kenya, registered with Social Health Authority and contribute to the new health insurance system. Millions of hard-working Kenyans contribute to affordable housing. Our farmers embraced agricultural reforms. Our parents continue to invest in their children. And our entrepreneurs, traders, and innovators continue creating jobs and growing businesses. These achievements were not delivered by government to you. They were built by government together with you. They are your achievements as much as they are ours. To the members of parliament and senators gathered here today, these achievements also bear your imprint. You enacted the laws, appropriated the resources, and advanced reforms that demanded courage and at times political sacrifice. They equally bear the contribution of our cabinet, our governors, public servants, and every public officer who translated policy into results. We governed with a plan. We governed with a plan. At its heart was the promise of Article 43 of our Constitution, the right of every Kenyan to health care, to education, housing, food, water, social security, and human dignity. These are not political favors. They are constitutional rights and obligations. Let me mention a few areas that today we can say with solid evidence that transformation has happened. On economic stabilization and growth, we worked with the people of Kenya on stabilizing our economy. 3 years ago, inflation was at 9.3%. Our exchange rate was 165 to the shilling. Interest rates were upwards of 15, 16, 17%. Our dollar reserves had dwindled to 2.5 months cover at $5.7 billion. Our FDI was doing badly. Today, with confidence, we can face the nation and say, inflation has been stabilized. Exchange rate has been stabilized for 2 years at 129 shillings to the dollar. Interest rates have been managed. Today, 91 Treasury bill rate that was at 16%. Today, it is at 8.75%. Last year, we had a record $3.2 billion in foreign direct investment in 2025. We have grown our savings, something that has been a debate in Kenya for many years. Our savings at the National Social Security Fund, we can say here with evidence, has grown from 312 in 2022 to now 700 billion from 312 billion. Today, we have a bigger saving pool that will underwrite our stability as a nation. In agriculture, we had very scanty data. We had runaway prices of fertilizer. Cartels and brokers and conmen were the order of the day in our agricultural sector. Today, we can face the country with our track record. Fertilizer prices today retail at 2,500 from 7,000. Today, we can say with confidence we have gotten rid of brokers and conmen and cartels in the sugar sector, in the tea sector, in the coffee sector, in our agricultural sector. Our interventions have seen phenomenal growth in our maize production, from 44 million bags to 75 million bags last year. Coffee prices have gone up from an average of 60, 70 shillings a kilo to now 120, 140, 150 shillings a kilo. Same thing with tea. Kenya today has overtaken the other countries in Africa, and we just picked this year to be the country that produces the most milk in the African continent. We have moved that production from 4.6 billion liters to 5.5 billion liters this year. Our sugarcane farmers can tell you with certainty that the confusion that was in the sugar industry is now behind us. Farmers get paid on time. Workers in sugar factories get paid on time. And prices to cane farmers has gone up from 4,700 to 5,500 shillings a ton. On financial inclusion, many Kenyans, 7 million of them, were listed in credit rating bureaus. We have liberated those Kenyans from CRBs and brought them back using the Hustler Fund into the economic sphere. We have lent 90 billion shillings to small borrowers, borrowing between 500 shillings and 150,000 shillings. We have 7 million active Kenyans from the Hustler Fund. We have translated what we meant to the people of Kenya when we said Mama Mboga is going to be part of the equation. The border guy is going to be part of the equation. Many ask, how so? We stand here before you today and to say that we are building 500 new markets, fresh produce markets, modern markets with cold rooms, storage, trading spaces, water, electricity, sanitation, and with a lot of confidence, our traders will be moving into these markets as we have already started the completion of many of them. Today, Mama Mboga and Border Guy can access SHA, a product that was way beyond them. They too can participate because today SHA has the opportunity to include every Kenya. Today, the boda guy and the mama mboga lady can also afford a decent, affordable social house in Kenya. Some of them already are occupants of our social housing in some of the developments that are now complete. 123,000 young Kenyans have received a boost of 50,000 each one of them to promote their businesses using the Nyota program. Universal health, spoken about by Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya, today is a reality to 32 million Kenyans that we have registered. And it's not just the number of Kenyans we have registered. It is what the number of citizens that have been treated. 8.7 million citizens in Kenya have been treated and paid for by SHA. We have paid 178 billion Kenya shillings to facilities, health facilities, dispensaries, health centers, level 4 hospitals, level 5 hospitals, all the way to referral hospitals. A number that would have only been paid by NHIF in 6 years, that amount we have paid in 1.5 years. Telling you the level of success. Together with the county governments, we have overseen this whole transformation. 107,000 community health promoters today are on stipend. 110,000 village elders today are on stipend. Basically moving everybody from the bottom and cascading them upwards. On education, we can face the people of Kenya and tell them, 4 years ago, we had a crisis in the education sector. We had a shortage of teachers, a shortage of classrooms, a problematic CBC, and a funding model that crippled all our universities. Today, with confidence, the people of Kenya know, with evidence, that we have hired 100,000 teachers, 24,000 are going to be hired later this year. We have built 23,000 classrooms together with our members of parliament and other partners. TVET enrollment has doubled. Let me repeat that. TVET students' enrollment has doubled. And again, I can speak here with confidence and evidence that our new funding model is changing what they experience in our universities. And we have now forwarded to Parliament the Tertiary Education Placement and Funding Authority Bill that will consolidate our higher education funding and make sure that every Kenyan child placed at TVET or at the university has funding to see them through their education, and that no Kenyan child going forward, once we pass this legislation and we have organized it well, some people, some media houses are telling us, where are you going to find the money? And I want to tell them what President Mwai Kibaki said. when people said there was no money to provide free primary education, President Mwai Kibaki told them, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. We are telling the people of Kenya it is possible for us to fund our students going for higher learning, because in any case, we need their professionalism, their talent, their knowledge to drive Kenya to the first world. We promised the people of Kenya that we were going to have a digital government. Today, of the 320 government services that were digitized, we are all the way to 25,000 government services on e-citizen. 30,000 kilometers of fiber optic has been laid across Kenya. ICT hubs, Jitume centers are in every part of the Republic of Kenya, and millions have been trained in digital skills, and hundreds of thousands are working in the digital economy. In the transport and logistics space, we had committed to the people of Kenya that we will unlock a different development paradigm, an innovative way of funding infrastructure. Many roads were stalled in the Republic of Kenya when we came into office. Today, 6,000 kilometers of roads is going on in every part of the Republic of Kenya. The railway that has stalled here in Naivasha, in Narok County, on the other side of where we are today, that railway is now under construction on the way through Bomet to Kisumu, to Bungoma, through Busia, to Malaba. Some of our signature road projects, when we came into office, the road from Kenol to Maroa was between 30 and 40% done. I can confirm that that road is now 95% done. We are also doing the road from Isiolo all the way to Mandera, 750 kilometers, to open up northern Kenya, a place that for many years felt they were marginalized. And for those of you who will use our roads back to Nairobi, or those who use them coming here, you must have noticed that the Rironi Mau Summit Road is under construction. And so are many other roads in the Republic of Kenya. And as if that is not enough, we have now set our eyes on building another 28,000 kilometers of tarmac in Kenya. And that is the reason why we enacted the National Infrastructure Fund to provide resources in an innovative way to mobilize domestic and foreign resources to underwrite our infrastructure development as a nation. For the record, National Infrastructure Fund has already begun work with the construction of the airport in Jomo Kenyatta. On electricity, we have connected 1.3 million additional households to electricity in the last 4 years. And we are continuing that investment. And we are building infrastructure in different parts and different spaces, including sports infrastructure. You are all aware that there are 32 stadia undergoing construction in Kenya, including the Raila Odinga Talanta Stadium in Nairobi. You're also aware that we are upgrading our conference facilities, and Bomas of Kenya is in the final stages of completion. That will be among the most modern conference facilities in our region. I am saying what I am saying because it is important for the people of Kenya to measure what we have achieved with the trust and mandate that they gave us. Taken together, these achievements tell a simple story of a people whose resilience made progress possible, a government that honored its commitments, a parliament that gave reform legislative force, and a public service that turned policy into results. Together, we have restored confidence. Together, we have laid a strong foundation. And together, we are ready for Kenya's next chapter. Fellow citizens, it is on the strength of that record and with humility about the work still before us that we begin our journey towards 2027 general election. But no election can be fought on past achievements alone. Those who seek your mandate as the people of Kenya must also tell you where they intend to take this country tomorrow. After listening to Kenyans from across our society and engaging with different leaders, I challenged our nation in my State of the Nation address last year to confront a larger question. What must Kenya do to become a first world nation? That is neither simply an economic question nor a political one. It asks us to think beyond the next budget, the next election, or even the next administration. It asks us to imagine a Kenya where healthcare is universal, education is world-class, no family goes hungry, every home has clean water, decent housing is within reach, young people find opportunity, infrastructure matches the world's best, and prosperity is broadly shared. That is why, as the broad-based coalition, we resolve to participate fully in the national conversation on Kenya Beyond Vision 2030, which will be launched on Wednesday, 12th, this August. We believe Kenya's future cannot be designed by government alone, parliament alone, or political parties alone. It must be shaped by you, the people of Kenya, by your aspirations, experiences, and hopes for the future. Our Constitution provides the compass. Over the past 15 years, Kenya has made substantial progress in deepening democracy, entrenching devolution, strengthening constitutional institutions, defending the rule of law, and expanding political freedoms. We must continue to protect the gains we have made. But our Constitution equally speaks to development. It guarantees healthcare, education, adequate housing, food, clean water, social security, and human dignity. These two are constitutional rights. Kenya does not have to choose between governance and development. We must deliver both. Protect liberty while creating opportunity. Deepen democracy while accelerating development. We therefore invite all of you to participate as the people of Kenya in the national conversation. Farmers and workers, young people, businesses and professionals, universities, faith communities, civil society, political parties, and every citizen with an idea about the Kenya we should build together. We shall consult together. We shall present our own ideas, and together we shall seek a new national consensus reflected in a people-owned and constitutionally anchored national development charter that defines our shared destination beyond governments, political parties, and election cycles. Fellow citizens, it is also from this retreat that we wish to set out clearly before you the political direction we have agreed upon as we prepare for 2027. Our experience in the broad-based government has demonstrated that cooperation delivers better outcomes than confrontation, and that when leaders place Kenya above politics, it is the people who benefit most. What began as a partnership in the national interest must now be given a clear political framework for the future. After consultations within our respective parties and formations, the Kenya Kwanza and the Orange Democratic Movement have today formally resolved to develop a joint manifesto for the next election and constitute a coalition to contest the 2027 general election together. This formalizes the political partnership we have built and gives it a clear mandate to consolidate the progress we have made, carry the reforms underway to completion, and present to the people of Kenya a common program for the next phase of our national transformation. These decisions mark an important new chapter in our partnership. What began as cooperation in government will now become a common political platform upon which we shall seek the mandate of the Kenyan people in August next year. Accordingly, we have agreed to establish a joint team comprising 5 members from each party to develop a common manifesto that we shall ultimately place before the Kenyan people in the 2027 general election. The Orange Democratic Party has nominated Mr. Isaac Wanuge, Ms. Mariam Abdullahi Mbaruk, Ms. Leonida Kerubo Omosa, Engineer Kare Oregonian, and Kare Orege, and Professor Bernard Mwok, with the ODM Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Kenya Kwanza has nominated Mr. Emmanuel Nzai, Dr. Daniel Mwai, Mr. Bramwell Simiyu, Mr. Mohamed Hassan, and Dr. Cecilia Ngetich, with the UDA Executive Director serving as an ex-official member. Their task is not simply to produce a political document. The manifesto will draw from our shared values and priorities while being informed by the aspirations, ideas, and priorities expressed by Kenyans, including through the national conversation on Kenya Beyond Vision 2030, and reflected in the National Development Charter that will emerge from it. The team's mandate will be to identify our common priorities, harmonize ideas and areas requiring consensus, and develop practical policies that will respond to the economic, social, and governance aspirations of the people of Kenya. In addition, the two party leaders, myself and Dr. Oburu, will each nominate another 5 members from each political party and formation to a second joint team to prepare the coalition framework agreement, recommend the principles and governance structures that will guide our partnership, and propose the leadership arrangements necessary to take this coalition forward. These are not merely internal processes between political parties. They are part of the work of building the partnership, developing the program, and preparing the leadership proposition upon which we shall seek your mandate as the people of Kenya in August 2027. This work begins immediately, because the mandate we shall seek in 2027 must be matched by a program worthy of Kenya's future. Before I conclude, allow me to thank you, the people of Kenya, for your resilience through many reforms, for your confidence when difficult decisions had to be made, for embracing change, and for proving once again that the strength of Kenya has always resided in her people. And to the members of Parliament and senators gathered here today, thank you for standing firm in advancing legislation that many considered difficult, but which our country required. You have remained steadfast in ensuring that reform did not remain an idea, but became the law of our republic. History will remember the 13th Parliament as one that chose courage over convenience. Fellow citizens, 1 year from today, you will once again make your choice. When that day comes, we shall come before you with humility, not claiming perfection, not pretending that every challenge has been overcome, but confident that we have honored the trust you placed on us. 4 years ago, we asked you to trust our plan. Today, we return, not merely with promises, but with proof of what has been achieved. We asked you to believe that Kenya could recover. Today, recovery is no longer the question. The question now is how far Kenya can go, and who has the vision, the experience, and the resolve to take our nation there. Ultimately, that choice belongs where our Constitution has always placed it, with you, the people of Kenya. Before I conclude my remarks, let me ask my elder brother, the party leader of ODM, the power man himself, to come and make some remarks. Senator Oburu, party leader, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Your Excellency, and the Deputy President, and all protocols observed. I don't want to take a lot of time. I'm talking to Kenyans, and I don't think it is necessary for me to repeat what His Excellency has said, because these are things which we have already discussed extensively and agreed upon. And therefore, I don't want to speak more. But our party, ODM, is not a weak party. We came to this coalition not because we are unable to fill a presidential candidate, not because we are not prepared up to grassroots. We are the largest party. Up to grassroots, we go up to polling stations. And we joined the government because we did not want our country to be taken over through demonstrations, the government to be changed through demonstrations. We want our country, the government of Kenya, to be changed through a democratic process, through the ballot box. It must be changed by Kenyans and all Kenyans through the ballot. And therefore we came in to stabilize the government. And at that time, my late brother was still the party leader of ODM, Raila Amolo Odinga. It is very, very unfortunate that we lost him at a time when we had just started this broad-based arrangement where we came in consciously. We were not forced by anybody to stabilize the government. And when we came in, we have been working. And there are policies of ODM which were coinciding with the policies of ODA and Kenya Kwanza. Some of them include housing. Some of them include universal health, and so on and so on. And I want, therefore, to tell you that since we came, those Kenyans who see and have ears to hear have noticed that ODM has made a difference in the governance of the country. And President Ruto has also welcomed ODM with two hands, because he knows that ODM not only brings numbers, but it brings quality. So I want to say that as we move on forward, those who thought that ODM was going to be swallowed, I tell them, oh, ODM is not going to be swallowed. As we start on, we are starting on a framework, and the President has told you that there is a team which is working on policies. Those policies must be clear that it is a combination of the policies of ODM and the policies of Kenya Kwanza order. That must be clear. And then there will be a framework team which will now work on the coalition, which will include sharing of power. The progress so far made is enough to tell our opponents that we are damn serious about this. We are not joking. We are going to win the next election by a landslide. And our people should not be discouraged. Because some of the policies we are implementing, some of the things Kenya ODM has been fighting for, like injustices. ODM stands for against injustice. ODM stands for inclusivity. And President Ruto is also fighting for inclusivity. And he has agreed with us that no part of this country will be discriminated on the basis of whatever. All parts of Kenya are equal. There is no shareholder. There is no shareholder, and we are not going to accept shareholding in future for our country. Our country must be democratic. Our people fought for independence against the British. We chased away the British. But now, after the British went, we now have to fight for economic liberation. And that economic liberation is what led us to multi-party democracies, and that is what also led us to a new constitution. The Kenyan constitution is the most progressive constitution in Africa, in the whole of Africa. It's a very, very comprehensive and very, very progressive constitution. And we are going to implement it to the letter. We are going to follow the constitution and make sure that our people get what they want. Our people got what they want, that is independence against the British, and they will get economic emancipation, which they also want, and whether somebody likes it or not, it is like River Nile flowing. It will reach the Mediterranean whether you like it or not. So as I told you, President Ruto has said we are forming those teams and we are moving on, and I don't want to add more to what he has said. He has explained, we have been discussing the progress so far made, and he has summarized them very well. I don't think there is anything for me to add on to the progress we have so far made on all the fronts. But as we now conclude, we, as ODM, we are more used to the streets where those people want to go. We knew how to carry the sufurias better than them. But now, we want to now have an opportunity. There's no party in this country which is formed to be in the opposition. All political parties are formed to be in what? Power. And therefore, our party, ODM, is fighting and is not going to move out. I don't understand the logic of my governor in Siaya, who says he is in a broad-based government, he is in government, and he is going out of government so that he comes back to government. I don't understand. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, I'm requesting we remain seated, please. Please, let's maintain our sitting positions, kindly.
Okay. That is the power man himself. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we are going to break for a few minutes, and then we will have dinner at 7. We have arranged to have dinner at 7 so that we can continue the conversation at the dinner tables. Thank you very much, and we wish everybody the very best. And I just want to assure the nation that, okay, the numbers, somebody give me the numbers. Somebody wants me. I just want to assure the nation this, that next year, by God's grace, this country is going to have a peaceful election. We are going to have a peaceful election, have no doubt whatsoever. We're going to have a peaceful, credible, transparent election. And everybody will have the opportunity to sell their ideas to the people of Kenya. Even those who don't have, they will have the opportunity to sell nothing. But everybody will have an opportunity to sell whatever it is that they have. Thank you very much. God bless you. Mungu abariki taifa letu. We have in our midst 312 members of the National Assembly. We have in our midst 48 senators. We have in our midst 23 governors. And we have in our midst 24 deputy governors. This is a total of 392 leaders in the broad-based coalition. Asante sana. Na sisi wote tunasema? Ati tunasema? Ati tunasema? Asanteni sana. God bless you.